I quickly realised that it was too much for him to handle, so I called Yatesy in and I went in as well because someone was going to drown.
I started yelling at him, like, mate, sort it out. You know, keep your head up, keep your head up.
Right, there's someone going under the back.
Chris is still actually in his steamer from getting off the jet ski. And he's seen it and he goes, I've got to run.
Hey, run down.
Off you get, off you get. How's he looking, Central? Is he? I can't see him in the waves.
He's not doing too good, mate.
A mistake by Chris now could cost the drowning man his life.
Pulling up at backpackers and looking out, seeing the guy treading water, I knew Chris had to have the paddle of his life to get there.
Started paddling as fast as I could.
Okay, Chris is about 20 metres from him.
I started thinking that this might be a resus, so I started thinking the worst.
There are only so many times the man can fight his way back to the surface before he'll disappear.
You're obviously concerned about the patient, knowing in your head they've only got probably 30 seconds left of treading water before you're going to be pulling them off the bottom, and seeing Chris get hit by waves and the conditions weren't good, your concern just goes up.
I started yelling at him, like, mate, sort it out. You know, keep your head up, keep your head up.
Hold me!
Oh, yeah, he's got him. He's got him.
He had nothing left. He was starting to really struggle. You know, give or take 10 seconds and he might not come back. It was lucky we got to him when we did.
You okay? You tired?
As far as rescues go, that was as close as you'll want to be. A few more seconds and it's a resus.
I remember trying to get him on the board was pretty hard because he had no idea how to lie flat on the surfboard.
Chris notices the man is clutching sunglasses. Keeping them safe could have cost him his life.
Put your shutties, are these yours? I don't care about them, dog.
Oh, Jesus.
Maxi must travel nearly a kilometre to assist Mario.
I noticed these two swimmers in the south corner having a bit of a trouble to come back on the shore. I'll make a few announcements on the mega.
Yeah, just attention, these two swimmers in front there, guys. Hello?
They couldn't hear me. Suddenly, like, I watched on the other side of the reef and there was a lady getting stuck in the middle of the backpackers reef.
Yeah, once again, this...
Mario fears the two swimmers will become separated and one board won't be enough. Backup is at the other end of the beach.
South Central also have another gear that's off the sandbag on that area, but the other two, they don't make any progress or any someone down here.
Maxi must travel nearly a kilometre to assist Mario.
So a lot of time people don't realise they're in trouble until they're actually in trouble. And from that happening, you can be drowning instantly. You're in that channel for a longer period of time, and that's where you can drown as well.
Two drowning girls, one lifeguard. Harrison makes a spur-of-the-moment decision. Rescuing a drowning person without equipment is extremely dangerous. Harrison risks being held underwater. Singlets and Harrison find 16-year-old Milo with a suspected broken arm.
The young bloke was, holding his wrist and he was in a lot of pain.
How'd you landed on it like that?
Fell backwards.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
How's the pain out of 10, do you reckon?
scheme. It could be 10. Well, giving us a 10 from 1 out of 10.
You don't reckon you can move it at all, even to get up?
No.
Singlets offers an analgesic gas dispenser, affectionately known as the green whistle.
Pop your finger over the hole. Deep breath.
Milo's injury isn't life-threatening, so Harrison keeps one eye on a part of the beach that is.
And that's when I look up and straight away, straight in front of me down in Backpackers, I just see these two girls and they were not good at all.
The lifeguard buggy is parked back up the beach, so Harrison must make the 100-metre sprint on foot.
I could see there was a board directly in front of the girls in trouble.
Got 2 hits and
These thoughts in your head saying, all right, go Harrison, just run, run. Then you're also thinking, geez, are they going to make it? And also there's another side going, oh, I hope the boys are backing me up.
Chris calls in the cavalry.
Go ahead, Jeff. Backpackers, you're going to have to go in.
Harrison hits the water first, unaware how long until backup will arrive.
Got full just tunnel vision on these two girls.
2 drowning girls, 1 lifeguard. Harrison makes a spur-of-the-moment decision. Rescuing a drowning person without equipment is extremely dangerous. Harrison risks being held underwater. But his only thought right now is getting to the girl in time.
Go, he's under.
I thought as long as I could get the board to her, then I could leave her with the board and then swim the other 10, 15 metres to the other person and hold them up. And I knew by that time the boys would be backing me up.
Why did he get off the board? To pay past the board to someone back to the other to hold him up.
I've got to the young lady and I'm keeping her afloat, trying to reassure her that everything's okay, that I'm a lifeguard, I'm here to help you. And that's when Ryan pedalled out on the rescue board and I just happily gave her to Ryan.
The first girl Harrison rescued struggles not to tip the board.
That was lucky. That was as close as you wanted to get ever.
It will be close to impossible for Yatesy to get a dead-weight swimmer to shore in the crashing surf. The man is on the verge of losing consciousness.
I was patrolling the south corner and it was very strong rips that day, I remember, and the girls ran up to me and told me that her brother was in trouble. Where? Kind of just pointed out to the ocean and I couldn't really even see him.
Despite the confusion, Yatesy follows the woman.
The Can-Am's on the way down to help you. Right in the south corner? Yeah, right in the south corner.
Lifeguards can see trouble in Backpackers Rip, but the situation remains unclear.
I went down there with Chapo quickly, and when we got there, Yatesy was in.
On at Central, Queen has simply gone into.
Actually got out to him quicker than I thought because I was actually at this stage in the rip.
A man, the brother of the woman on the beach, clings to a surfboard. He's been rescued by Bondi's resident photographer, Eugene.
Well, if Eugene wasn't there, we would have been diving to get him.
By the time I got to him, we'd been sucked into this bank and it was sucking up sort of over the top of us, and that guy was in big trouble.
The man is on the verge of losing consciousness.
I picked him up and he was just a dead weight. He was just floppy, his legs weren't doing anything.
It will be close to impossible for Yatesy to get a dead-weight swimmer to shore in the crashing surf.
Someone doesn't look that good, eh, Harries?
This guy could hardly hold on to Eugene's board, let alone get up on the board.
Yatesy gets to a sandbank where he can lift the man onto the board.
Was that all it was? Him? He looks like he's still drowning.
Well, I've got this guy on the board. He's pretty much a dead weight. You know, as far as I could have known, he might have stopped breathing on the way in. He was that bad.
Pradeep is on holiday from Nepal. Barely conscious, he needs immediate medical attention.
Come on here.
Lifeguard Quinn is a qualified paramedic.
You know, I would have been confident with anyone on the sand, but it's just that little bit more when someone like Quinn is there.
When you saw his face in the end, he looked green. Those eyes, you know, like when you're close to death and your face changes and your eyes change, you know that he was absolutely on his last breath.
Did you take on some water just then?
If his condition deteriorates, then, you know, you'll definitely need a trip to hospital.
I'm just going to put this on you for a little bit, get your breath back.
Because of the colour, the green in his face, you can tell that he's been without oxygen for a little while. So he's got a deficit there, and putting the oxygen on him was just to try and get him breathing properly again and get some circulation back for him.
Bit of a tough little episode there. All right, you're in a lot of trouble there.
Local surfers often step in to help lifeguards. Today, Eugene has saved Pradeep's life.
When I saw that he was in a real bad way, like his eyes were rolling, he was going under, his head was really low in the water, I could tell that he just had no idea how to swim. He looked to me, you know, seconds away from dying.
After 5 minutes of observation,
And he said he definitely has taken on a fair bit of water, so...
Quinn determines that Pradeep must go to hospispittal.
Did you swallow water? Okay.
It's the difference between inhaling and swallowing. The swallow goes into your stomach. If you inhale it, you only do that. It goes into your lungs, and that's where the problems are.
My job is to keep them alive until the ambulance gets there. And then, you know, it's always a good sound when you hear the siren coming down Camel Parade. You know they're not far away.
Here they are now,
Yeah, they're coming now. All right, I'll meet them there.
Pradeep remains at risk of further complications.
I just want to listen to your breathing now.
They've put the stethoscope on his lungs and probably heard water in his lungs, which is instant hospital. He must have been in a bad way for them to take him straight away.
I quickly realised that it was too much for him to handle, so I called Yatesy in and I went in as well because someone was going to drown. When I looked out, I saw two swimmers very quickly getting into trouble pretty close in, and then a bit further out there were another two, so that's where we had to make a decision on there by myself, calling Mario in. And then Yatesy had to come for help as well.
A little bit further south. Come in there, yeah.
When I got there, they were pretty bad conditions and the water was moving so much. The waves were breaking even in shallow water like pretty badly. That was pretty hard. I remember the first one I got in, it was a girl, she started hugging me so strong, she was so scared, she was going fully under.
Riding a 400-kilo jet ski amongst swimmers and waves takes special skill and raw nerves.
So I had to turn around, the waves started breaking in front of me and I was on the side. I was trying to do the best.
Hit by a wave side on and the jet ski will roll. A badly timed pull of the accelerator and Mario could run over someone he's trying to rescue.
I quickly realised that it was too much for him to handle, so I called Yatesy in and I went in as well because someone was going to drown. Yatesy and I were whistling. It wasn't something planned, it was just an instinct because we were trying to get their attention. It sounded like we were herding dogs, but we were just trying to get the guys safe.
3 lifeguards, 2 rescue boards and 1 jet ski. Yet the situation is quickly getting out of control.
So I get out to Mario and they're all clambering all over the ski. There's 3 or 4 of them and it's happened before, you know, people they're so desperate they just jump on. They're in danger of really tipping the ski over, and if the ski goes over in that environment, it's not ideal. This girl is hanging onto the back of the mat and I have to prise her fingers off the mat to get her onto my board. It's kind of organised chaos.
All 4 swimmers are accounted for, but they're not back to safety yet.
In that sort of state, you've really got to calm them down because they're a hindrance not only to you but to themselves. You know, they're endangering themselves. If I wasn't there within a couple of seconds, it could have turned nasty.
The waves just took us from underneath, and then the next minute I was just getting swept out and just couldn't even swim back, it was that powerful.
There's nothing worse than feeling helpless, like there's nothing you can do.
I couldn't get a breath in, and then I saw another wave coming, so, you know, I was struggling for a lot of air, but yeah, we just got swept out really quick. I was quite surprised how quickly. I'm quite a strong swimmer, I think, but it's really hard to get back, man.
It was just a nightmare. Like, for the guy who was driving the jet ski, he could have easily, like, been in jeopardy, like, gotten caught under one of the waves, the jet ski crashed over, like, it's not an easy job. They put their lives in danger for us.
The backpackers' holiday hasn't come to a tragic end. Mario is very happy.
Didn't lose anyone. I did my best. It's pretty crazy.